All right, so once you have your front view finalized and approved by me, then you're going to go ahead and make this next view, which is the front view with the trim. And this one is going to be real easy for you. And we're going to just simply take a copy of this, and you can either put it in a new document or copy it in the same page. The process is the same. So you could either take the arrow tool and draw a box around the whole thing, or you can hit Command A or Control A to select all. And then once it's all blue, then you hit Command or Control C for copy, depending if you're on a Mac or a PC. Command C to copy, and then Command V to paste. And then I get an exact replica. If I want to line it up here, I can just hover over that and bring it straight across. And I have my second view. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to work on this second view here, and we're going to add the trim. And so I'm going to get rid of some of these things that are going to be in my way right now. So I'm going to erase the bottom rail and the 4.5 and the style and that for now. I'm going to come in and I'm going to draw my trim to hang off the project about 7/8 of an inch. It would be 15/16 when it starts. And then by the time we sand it and mold it down, probably about 7/8 to 3/4, but 7/8 is fine. Now today we're going to draw the trim 3 inches tall, and then I'm going to pull it 3 inches tall, 7/8 off. So I'm going to come to the other side, do the same thing, 7/8 off and 3 inches tall, and then connect the dots. And now I have my trim on there. Okay, now really you don't see these lines going through here. The face frame does go all the way behind the front trim pieces, but you don't see them on the view. So it would look just like that. Then we would take our dimension tool and add some of our dimensions. Remember, when they're squeezed like that, you're going to do a double click or a control click or a right click, depending on their platform, and text position, and choose start or end, and it's going to kick it out one way or the other. We're also going to dimension how tall the trim is and how wide the trim is. Now for this example, it's 3 inches tall. And the reason we know that is because we're trying to match the face frame to be the same on the bottom rail. So if we have 1.5 inches on the siles and on the center rail, we want to have 1.5 inches exposed here. So we would take our 1.5 inches and we'd have our 1.5 inches showing, and then we take the rest would be trim to match that. So if we have 4.5 for the bottom minus 1.5 inches reveal we want, that leaves us 3 inches. So if you had a shorter bottom rail, your trim might be shorter, or if it was bigger, then you might have bigger. And again, we want a little bit of a gap here for this face frame, because what's going to happen is the door is going to overlay the opening, and with the trim there, we don't want the two to hit. So we're going to leave at least 1 inch to 1.5 inches exposed here for that. And that's where we come up with the 3 inches tall for that size. So pretty easy. You're making a copy and then drawing the trim on there to get that. So there's not really any draft you need to turn into me. It's just adding your feet to your front view. Don't draw it on your first front view. We want that as well because that shows the whole size of the bottom rail.